Welcome back, listeners, to another intriguing episode of Explicably Inexplicables. I'm Arnav, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host Nikhil. Today, we're taking our minds beyond Earth to explore the captivating world of astropolitics, specifically the economics of colonizing Mars and if it's viable.
So without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, I think we can start this episode off by painting a picture of the possible future. So, Nikhil, what could a society on Mars look like from an economic standpoint?
Well, I mean, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, Mars colonization, especially in the modern day, would require massive infrastructure, right? Mm-hmm. So from habitats to energy production and all that, it's going to be a lot. And so where there's infrastructure, there's opportunities for business, right? And so I can definitely imagine companies developing like technologies for sustainable energy production, right, in the harsh Martian environment. Like some kind of solar panels that can, withstand dust storms, generate electricity for people to live, and extreme temperatures.
I think another major point, like economically, that we can talk about is tourism, because literally we already have space tourism companies like Virgin Galactic or Jeff Bezos' company, where they have space tourism and people can go and view the blue marble basically from space and by paying a bunch of money. So I think just how we can travel to different countries here on Earth, people might pay to visit on Mars. And I think this can create a whole new sector of interplanetary travel industry, which opens up a whole new opportunity for this from an economic standpoint, basically.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And I think with that, there's also a lot of challenges that come with that, right? So the cost of sending resources to people in Mars is like astronomical, right? And so companies
pun intended
was not intended. And so companies would need to figure out cost-effective ways to transport the materials, and obviously that's no small feat.
Yeah, I think we need to think about resource scarcity, right? Mars doesn't have the same amount of abundant resources as Earth. So I think companies might need to innovate ways to extract and use Martian resources efficiently. Real life isn't like that the movie Martian, where he can just grow potatoes from the soil and the water. It's not life doesn't work that way, basically, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the point of resources, right? Because I've heard there are companies Planetary Resources that have been exploring the idea of actually just mining asteroids, in outer space, right, not on Earth, for precious metals and minerals that may not be as abundant on Earth. And so imagine platinum-rich asteroids being mined and then transported back to Earth, right? Potentially revolutionizing industries like electronics and space travel.
Well, actually, I think that's a really great point, because we think of Mars as just an aspect of colonization and people trying to come and colonize and stay in Mars, and it's just oh wow, the Earth's ending, blah blah blah. But we don't even think about it from an economic standpoint where we're oh wait, there's actually rich minerals and resources and valuable diamonds and actual metals that introduce a whole new sector and opportunity for growth. Because if these resources are and these minerals and metals are super valuable and they're super rare, then people can exploit that for a lot of money. And I think that's a really important issue to bring up, because people can exploit Mars in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also heard Elon Musk's SpaceX Envisions, right? They're actually using a reusable spacecraft called the Starship to make Mars travel more affordable, right? It's kind of cut down on those costs.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I did hear about that, but they've been trying to organize analog missions on Earth to stimulate Martian conditions and test technologies. And I feel it's practicing for a big interplanetary move, but I don't really know how viable it is and how economically efficient it is. But they're still trying to they're working towards that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think overall, right, there's kind of a lot of hypotheticals in the future, right? This isn't something that we can just do tomorrow. There's just literally so much back planning that goes with it. And it will literally take years to build up the rockets, build up the infrastructure to do this, and to do it consistently is an entirely another topic, right?
Yeah.
To actually get people sent to Mars, whether it's for tourism, whether it's just to explore, and whether it's for mining those asteroids.
Yeah, and I think from an economic standpoint, there's so many industries that are available and so much opportunity for growth just from exploring Mars, and it's this might sound harsh, but basically exploiting it. And there's like also questions on, if we colonize Mars, what parts go to which countries, and which like what people have power, and will there be a leader, and like all those questions. So I think it's really important to think about the future.
And I think like that division over like the benefits and also the negatives and like the obstacles that we're gonna face through this process is what makes this topic so interesting. And so with that, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Explicably Inexplicables. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, share, leave us a review on Spotify, and remember.
Wait, I have a really good ending. Okay, but I made this up on the spot, but I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. Okay. The universe might be vast and mysterious, but together we're unraveling the secrets one podcast at a time. Okay, anyways. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Peace.
Peace.